All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Duffers Review, the 19th hole. This is where Duffers come together and we talk about everything that's happening this week in golf. Today is Ryder Cup week, right? Ryder Cup is playing live as we speak. Interesting start, I guess you could say, to the Ryder Cup. You know what? I called it earlier in the week, last week. I don't think it's an interesting start. I think it's interesting how they've paired up the selections, how they're going at it. It looks like right now for Team USA, it's a lot of buddy golf. Who they think they're going to be happy playing with versus playing their strengths in pairings against who they're pairing and matching them up against. Team Europe right now, in a historic manner, is out in front. I think it's 6.5 to 1.5. And the 1.5 only came from ties. It was 3 ties just to get the 1.5 points. So it is an absolutely just mauling happening from the Europe side right now. Right now, we do have to get 14 points to retain. Team Europe needs 14.5 to win. This is kind of unique because I'm looking at the numbers, the way this could be over before you even really get into Sunday, with the way these points are just rolling off for Europe. And it was kind of what I anticipated in how this was being played out with the team selections and the best of the best not showing up or being chosen for, on both sides of the court. However, I think Team Europe right now is playing very smart in their pairings with strength and recovery versus, the friendship pairings that are going down in Team USA. So it's very, very kind of hard to watch because from shot to shot here, I don't feel like we're attacking. I feel like there's on the U.S. side, there's a lot of conservative golf being played versus really going after it and trying to score. And I think it's kind of being nice to, shot for shot. Right now, Straka versus, Fowler and Morikawa, I'm looking at this pairing here and it just seems like, oh, hey, they put one right there. Let's put one right next to it. Versus trying to throttle up and get out in front of it or something of that nature. So it's a very interesting format so far and seeing how they're pairing up and who they're pairing up. The commentators have actually been on fire. They're standing behind what I've kind of watched all day and saying almost exactly what I'm saying right now. Team USA is not showing up to play. It was just very tough because you can see I got it. I'm supporting it. Come on, Team USA. Let's do this. I would love to see the ultimate comeback. And just rally here. But something has to change. Something needs to be done. So this makes it crazy unique. To see this kind of unfolding the way it's unfolding. It's tough. It's Ryder Cup week. I wanted to give more talk about this, but it's really not much to talk about. I mean, right now, an ass whooping's an ass whooping, and that's what's being seen on the board right now. Next week, when we recap this, I'm hoping for a better, something to talk about, something a little bit more exciting, something to come back. I mean, heck, I think the most exciting thing going into this is there was a hole-in-one on a par 4. And I haven't verified if that was actually in play or if that was one of the practice rounds. And it's just like, holy smoke, these guys came to play. So my backing is still all Team USA. I want to see it happen for you guys. Let's put some grit into it, put something behind it, because the showing right now is just is really almost hard to watch. There just seems to be no excitement from the previous years. This seems almost like watching a collegiate, tournament or something. Like I'm glad your wives are there. They're the ones that are probably cheering because right now there's just no one's hyping up anything on the USA side. So this is a very tough tournament right now to be watching, especially 6.5 to 1.5. And especially the 1.5 just being 3 ties. haven't won an actual point. So this is very tough. I've talked about it all week. We talked about it last week coming into this week. I thought this was going to be one of the most lackluster, Ryder Cups ever, because with Live Golf taking its path, they're not playing, I think, the best players that should be here, playing at the Ryder Cup. I think it was a big miss, and honestly, on both sides. I think, luckily enough, from the Europe side for their team, there wasn't as many people that left for the Live Tour. So it's very unique, in who's there and who's playing. There's still half the roster I consider kind of no names in the the Valley of Golf, but hey, so am I, right? I'm a no name in the Valley of Golf. So, but I'm still King Duffer out here, duffering out with all the other Duffers as we go around reviewing golf courses and giving you the best opinions and or selections for your dollar, for the places to play. I'm going to take a little shift here. I heard, I want to get my 2 cents on this. So the guys over at Barstool Sports were talking about Charlie Woods and that Tiger is done. It wouldn't be a 19th hole if I didn't talk about Tiger, right? And maybe that's the belief in the ultimate comeback story, and that the history isn't done. The gentleman over at Barstool Sports, and I'd love to, podcast with you guys one day and throw some sense around from, King Duffer over here, is Tiger's done. That he's out. He's, caddying for Charlie. Charlie's, making, big waves in his tournaments that he's playing in, and his junior, run, down the course. That he's got a target, to go after all of what his father's done. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Charlie is going to go down that path. And I think Tiger, in that camp has done a very good job of kind of keeping him out of the limelight that could prevent others, like Jordan's kids, going into basketball and stuff of that nature, that shadow that precedes such greatness. I think Charlie has a better stage to do so, unlike, Michael Jordan's kids, in a smaller, avenue to play. So he could definitely play longer, go after more, wins and stuff, to do that. I think Charlie's going to have an unbelievable career, and I think it's going to come with massive, shoes to fill. However, I don't think Tiger's time is done by any means. I think Tiger is going to do what he did when he had to recover to win his Masters jacket, and it's just age. I've changed my regiments and how I'm looking at things and approaching, myself to golf. If I don't warm up, man, that round's going to be brutal. So between, going to the gym, the chiropractor, and everything, age is going to take a toll on your body, especially in golf. But Tiger is not done. By no means. I don't think Tiger would be out chipping and allowing practice sessions to be even recorded if it wasn't a path for where he's actually going to be going for. If this was just, hanging out, in a training session, with Charlie, that'd be one thing. But the leaks and the images and videos that are showing is he's slowly rehabbing to get the full swing back. And he said it himself. He wouldn't put himself into a tournament that he didn't think he was going to win. So on my review right here, from every aspect of everyone talking about his Tiger's game done, I'm Camp Tiger. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done. Until you actually hear him say it, that he's never going to play professional golf again, then I think he's got every intention to play professional golf again and play at a level that's nice. Now, I think the other variable that a lot of people are not looking at, and this is a perfect example in correlation to the Ryder Cup right now, the PGA Tour isn't stacked and racked. Tiger can go out and beat half of the tour, probably right now in his condition, right? With half of the world's top players shifting for a paycheck, right? And going over to Live and, playing more lax, playing less golf, and just showing up to a couple majors here and there. I think it changes the field of approach of who his real competition is. I think he has an opportunity here, if he can get himself back into full playing capabilities, to be one of the most dominant, golfers in his position. I think he's got everything and capability. I think he's got the mental capacity better than almost anybody else out there to know what it takes and to go out and play where he needs to play. And he only has a few more check boxes to get here. I believe everything that he's going to fulfill it. He's going to get those wins. He's going to, surpass, Snead. I think he's going to get the major record. He's come way, way too far to call it quits now. And I just think that's mental determination on his own regard. When he decides to say, hey, that's it, I think it's going to be one of the biggest press conferences, heard across the world. Right. And I don't think that time is probably going to be until Charlie and Tiger tee it up in a PGA event, at the same time. I think it's going to be one of those type of things. I think we're going to see that. I think you're going to see, Tiger and Charlie play on a professional level at the same time at some point in time. I think that will happen. That's my 2 cents on that. Back over here to the Ryder Cup. They're playing. I wish I had more insight on this. They're right now, Team Europe is just crushing it. That's really what it is. They're making demanding out front plays here, and just did it again. So they're dropping birdies. Team Europe is pushing the fold here. So this is tough. Okay. All right, keep on looking because I got it going live over here. Try to give you guys some insight of something amazing happening from Team USA. They're just unfortunately rolling over right now. But I'm still 100% Team USA. Come on, let's go. Let's drive it. Let's make a success out of it. I'm backing you guys 110%. Scoreboard's telling a different story. However, just like any professional sport, it's not over until the final bell, final whistle, or the final stroke to be played. So let's go, Team USA. Let's pull it. Let's pull it back together. All right. Last thing we want to talk about today. It's not going to be a long session here because I'm working with some family insight and stuff here. At the House of Duffer. And I didn't really properly anticipate some of that. But here's what we are going to do. It is fall. It is, as we're moving across the nation here. Portland's raining like crazy. The upper Midwest is starting to see some lower temperatures. There's a lot of golfers and fellow Duffers out there starting to report of the fall, the foliage and stuff, making that change. Even here in Arizona, it's only 100 today, but that 100 is actually very playable. And it's very hard with people when I say this, and it's hard to understand when you say, hey, it's a cool 100 versus a blazing 100. It's weird, but it's an Arizona thing, and I'm growing to learn more about it as the temperatures are playing. However, some of the courses now are starting to blossom. Means all the snowbirds are about to come down here in my backyard. So throughout the next few weeks here, I'm going to go get a ton of footage at some courses, a bunch of back days of golfing at some of the best courses, as they are stating right now that they're in their best conditions. Get ready for all the snowbirds to show up. Then I'll be heading out to Cancun to do our annual D&D Sandy's Toes trip and our new over abroad, out of the country, golf review. So we'll be playing down in Akimal in the Cancun area this year. We're playing down there right outside the house course from the resort, and be giving you guys some live footage and scenes from there. Today, I will not be going a full 30. I apologize. It's just due to some other things here but I did want to drop in and give kind of an update where we're at in the Ryder Cup, as well as I really wanted to address that Tiger, playing through Charlie's eyes, thing from the Barstool sports team. You guys couldn't be more wrong. I believe 110% Tiger will be back on the tour, and he will put wins back in the win column for the House of Woods. So, ladies and gentlemen, Please remember to like, subscribe. Let me know where you want to go play a round of golf with the team Duffers. All right, we will come out. We will film with you. We will review your favorite courses in your areas, and we'll even invite you to some courses that we're checking out in your areas when we get that that tag to see if there are some hidden gems that people just don't know about and give you the best bang for the buck. Please stay tuned. I will be going live later with today's Friday's Find. Hope to see you guys chime in on all the different socials. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a fast 15 this week, just to give you the update of where we stand in the Ryder Cup, my insight on this week's Tiger tips and that, and wanted to talk a little bit about summer golf tips and trips. Please stay on the lookout for the latest and greatest reviews. Always here on YouTube channel, Duffers Review. Check out our antics and socials at all the other channels, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Always dropping some sort of golf-related content for you guys. And please, if you have any insight or any, on something that you want to see or want to know a little bit more about, let me know. Throw it into a chat. Throw it into any one of the different socials information on what you want to see something about, and I'll be happy to give you my review in its finest. With that being said, go Team USA. This week's Quick 15, and I am out. Hey, peace. Like, subscribe. See more content coming at you real soon.